All right, Art 3, here's some more visual instructions just in case you're confused on what to do for this project or how to approach it and everything. So we're doing a pen drawing with a watercolor wash background, and you have a couple of options. Now, first off, for this project, we already talked about this. We're using a bridge. We're doing it's just a little mini project, and we're just going to do a bridge because bridges are really beautiful structures, and we have lots of great reference pictures from here on pexels.com. So you're supposed to find a bridge that you would like to draw. This isn't about drawing it like crazy perfect, crazy detailed, but just a general drawing of the bridge. And you can get as detailed or as pretty much as you want. You should be able to see what it is. And then, so you have to plan your design and choose a bridge, choose that reference picture that you want to use, and then you have to decide the order that you want to work in. So you can, choose the bridge that you want to draw and not draw it yet. And take your watercolor paper and just do watercolors first and experiment with the different colors and the different techniques and everything, and just create a fun or whatever, however you want to describe, background. Okay, so we have some examples here of people that kind of went in with their watercolors first and had fun just filling in the background, and then later on they went and drew the bridge on top of it. Okay, so that might be the way that you want to work because you feel it's like a little bit more loose, a little bit more free flowing, a little bit more experimental. You can experiment and kind of see what you want to get. And then again, just then afterwards, after this background is experimented with and stuff, then you can go in on top and draw the structure. Okay. Now, we practiced with watercolors before we left for break, and you learned about like wet on wet blends and how to treat the paper. This is like if you add that plastic wrap, it works better on watercolor paper as you see here. It creates some cool effects. There's the salt effect and, masking and all those different things. So you can play around with that first. It creates like an interesting background and then draw on top of that interesting background like you see here or here. Okay. So this would be watercolor first and then the pen and ink drawing afterwards. The other way to do this is to go pen first. And by going pen first, you kind of are creating your own little coloring book page, okay? So you draw in pen and ink first what you want to draw, which would be the bridge, and then later on you color it in according to how you want to color it. So here's some examples of bridges that were drawn in first with pen and ink, and then later on the artist was able to kind of treat this more like a coloring book and just fill in the colors where they wanted to go. You can still be pretty loose, as you see here. You could still draw some stuff in and then still get like the wishy-washy of the watercolors. Um, but it's still a little bit more like it's not as free-flowing if you just do the background first in watercolor like we showed before. But you can get, if it'll feel a little bit more controlled if you go pen first and then watercolor after. So it's up to you to decide how you want to work. But we are choosing our bridge picture. We're deciding which method we want to use, if it's pen first or watercolor first. And then you just kind of got to get to it. You have to start drawing or start watercoloring. So that's pretty much it.